Hey, how's everyone doing? I am back with a new review, and tonight I'll be getting into Off Season. I've been looking forward to doing this review for a minute now because I really enjoyed the film, and it comes out exclusively on Shudder this Friday. It's on the 11th, so if you have Shudder, be sure to add this one to your list because I think most people are gonna dig this one, and it definitely deserves to be seen. So a little bit about this film. It's directed by Mickey Keating, written and directed by Mickey Keating, who's done films in the past such as Darling, Carnage Park, Pod, and Psychopath. So he's back again, and he did a great job on this one. I initially got to see this film on the big screen back in last August at the Popcorn Frights Film Festival, and that was a blast because it was around the time when you hadn't really seen these more independent films coming out and being able to watch them on the big screen due to the pandemic, and that was just a really fun time to be able to get back to doing something I loved. So. It was a good experience, and this film, it has a great, speaking of horror films, the cast has a big horror pedigree to it. You got Jocelin Donahue, a fan favorite of so many people, myself included, as most true horror friends know. It also features Melora Waiters, Joe Swanberg, Jeremy Gardner, and Richard Brake. So, like I said, you have a lot of people that know and have been involved in horror in the past, and it really shines through here, which is cool. So, Off Season, I won't give any spoilers. I'll just give a little mini synopsis and then tell you what you'll be in for. But long story short, with the plot, I'm just gonna really simplify it. It's a woman played by Jocelyn receives a letter from an island town saying something bad has happened to her mother's grave, and she needs to come to town to help address it and see what's happened. So obviously she does head to this little town, and it's on an island, and in Florida, filmed in Florida, and she gets there and things go sideways, and weird things start happening, and everything feels really off. So little by little, she has to figure out what's happening, and it does. I thought the one thing that made me really like it is it really had and this isn't giving away too much, but it really has a Silent Hill kind of vibe, which I love, because Silent Hill, the games, not so much the film, one of my favorite things. But this definitely has. If you like Silent Hill, I think you'll end up liking this a lot, the way I did, just because it evokes a lot of that kind of feeling, and the atmosphere that this film has is top notch. I throughout this week, I'm going to post some interviews I've done on the movie, and I discussed that in full with everyone I interviewed, of how impressed I was with the atmosphere, because it's filmed in Florida, and I could not have believed that they got that much just spooky and creepy atmosphere and mood on screen. But they really did a wonderful job on that, because it looks very cold and gray, and that's all thanks to, I don't know if it's all thanks to, but definitely and thanks to the cinematographer. I believe his name's Mac Fisk. So he did and if that's not his name, I apologize, but that's what I saw. They really did a great job, and as soon as the movie starts, like, you feel that, like, oppressive, moody atmosphere, and it stays throughout the whole film, and it's really a strength of the film, and really gets you into what's going on, and it sucks you right in. So I think that's one of the film's biggest strengths, is just how good it looks. And again, not to overuse the word, but the atmosphere that the film has. And I really did love that. And to add to the atmosphere, you have a wonderful score by Schaefer James, and the score it's not overbearing in any way. It's very subtle, but it's very complimentary to the look of the film and everything that's going on screen. So there's definitely it's definitely a good combination that really, and you, again, just like with the look of the film where it hits you right away when it starts, the score also kicks in and puts you on notice for what you're in for. And I thought it was a really strong start to the film, and that really just helped me get into it like right away. And again, I don't want to give away too much of the story, but because I mean, I just don't like doing that. Especially this is like, I don't want to call it an under the radar movie or anything like that, but I'll call it, something people have not been beaten over the head with the clips and footage and all kinds of stuff, just giving everything away. So I'd rather keep it more of a mystery, because the film, to an extent, is a little bit of a mystery to it, has a little bit of a mystery to it. So, but one of the best things I could say in favor of the film is sometimes you watch a movie and you're liking it, but then it doesn't go where you're hoping it goes, and it kind of throws off the whole thing, and you're like, oh, that's a bummer, because it was onto something. But Off Season, I think, went to all the places I was hoping that it would go, and I feel like it didn't cop out too much on anything, or it didn't cop out at all on anything, and it really committed to its story and really committed to the vision. And again, Mickey did a great job with it, and the cast is really good, and they're all game. Jocelin as the lead here, everyone knows that I'm a big fan, and she's great in previous films. In this one, she does a wonderful job carrying the film, because she's, there's plenty of portions of the film where it's just her on screen, going through everything that's happening, and she's up to the task, and she really helps carry the film, anchors it with her performance, and everyone she plays off of everyone she meets or everyone she interacts with really well. And I enjoyed everyone's performances are really good in this. Melora Waiters is excellent. She plays Jocelyn's character Marie. She plays her mother. Joe Swanberg, I really liked him in this. For any of you not familiar, he's been in so many movies. I would say most of you know him from being in You're Next as one of the brothers. But in this, I like it's great because he gives a little bit of levity to everything that's going on, and he's kind of like the audience mind, where you're like, where you question things and you say that sounds insane. So it's kind of good to have that voice in there too. And Jeremy Gardner and Richard Brake, they really play their roles well. So I think it's overall it's a strong horror movie. It feels like, and I've seen this said about it elsewhere, so it's not my original thing I'm saying it, but it fits completely, and I felt like it definitely has like a nightmarish vibe where things feel off. Like things seem normal, but they're also slightly off, and something's wrong. So I always like that in horror films. Like that's like a strong horror film generally has that feel. So I did really like that about it, and I think that's one of its strongest suits. Is that the phrase? Strongest. It's one of its strongest traits, rather. Sorry. There's no way I'm going to go back and edit that or delete it, but at this point. So yeah, and again, I think it's going to appeal to a lot of different horror fans. I think it's going to appeal to just horror fans in general, because it's a good horror movie. I think it's going to appeal to any fans of Jocelin Donahue or House of the Devil fans, because she's great in it. She turns in a wonderful performance, and she does a lot of heavy lifting here, and she does it well. And it's always good to see her in something like this where she can really just flex her acting muscles. And so she was good, and I think so anybody, they're going to be fans of this easily. And then I also think, like I said, fans of Silent Hill or fans of like gothic horror, it's all in this film. So I think, depending on your thoughts on how stories and things like this should end, I think, but I think it's gonna, it might be more for you than not in certain ways. But I do think overall, Off Season is worth your time. It's a solid horror film, and I hope you all like it as much as I did. So we'll see. That's my review, and I hope you guys check it out Friday, March 11th on Shudder. And stay tuned, because this week I will have interviews up that I've done with writer-director Mickey Keating, and I also have a review coming up that's going to be out either Thursday or Friday that I did with Jocelin. So stay tuned for all that, because I'm excited about all of that and for you guys to hear it. So till then, that's my review.